Hello, folks. This is Christopher Da Vinci here, and in today's video, I'll be walking you guys through a few quick things that you can do for free that will actually help optimize your Google Business profile page and actually get you ranking in the top three, so the search pack. And if you're not in the top three, well, you're nowhere. It's like the dead zone, essentially. So we'll go through this. I'll go through a short presentation and actually explain some of the few data points with you guys and actually show you what it should actually look like in real life. So I'll go ahead and share my screen here and we'll get started. Alrighty, boom. So let's actually
All right,
try to
guys.
go
So,
back. Hold on. Sharing the wrong screen. Sharing the wrong screen. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, boom. So crazy headline here. So 80%. So, well, not just 80, but over 80% of your local customers use Google to find your business. Especially if you're a local, let's say a home service business. So think plumbers, HVAC, so all the trades. That's how people find you. So when they go on Google Maps, they search for, let's say, plumbers near me, marble restoration near me, roofers near me, all those local intent sort of searches over 80% of them. So when you see someone sending you emails about your website not being indexed properly and all kinds of crazy stuff, sure, that's important, but this is way more important. Your Google business page is, I mean, miles more important than your website. And realistically, people come to your business page to go to your website. Now, they're both, very useful, but like this says here, 80%. are gonna be using Google to find your business and not just Google search. Google search is a small part of it, but actually Google Maps. And that's kind of why you really need the Google business page. So we'll go through this and I'll show you guys a few ways you can quickly start to optimize this thing and get this thing going. So let's get this party going. Do. So first thing you'll need to do, actually have a Google business profile page. And if you don't have one, create one. And if you already have one, now that's where you actually start to optimize it, which is what I'll show you guys today. So one of the few things you'll need to do is actually check for completeness. And like it says here, NAP consistency across all platforms. And what does NAP stands for? It's a short acronym we use. It means name, address, and phone number. So you're gonna want your business name to match across all platforms. So whether that's Facebook, Instagram, whether that's let's say from LinkedIn, your website, your Google business page, every place, let's say all the business listings that you have, let's say on Yelp, Indeed, or anything like that, you need to make sure that the business name matches completely. Not just the business name, of course, but the address as well. And sometimes Google will change the cities depending on. Yeah, that happens quite a lot where instead of putting this city because where you're located, it can be looked at as another city, but we all know it means kind of the same thing. It'll change that automatically sometimes when you're filling this information, when you're opening these listings or signing up for these accounts. And in the beginning, you may not pay too much attention to it, but well, once you learn this stuff, you kind of realize how important it is, and you go back and change them. You can pick which one you're gonna use and just change everything else moving forward from that. But usually, if you're starting from zero, make sure it's the same one. And that's the same thing for the phone number. If you're gonna use your personal cell, make sure it's your personal cell on everything that has the business name. Because if not, what happens is you kind of confuse the search engine. So you kind of confuse Google. Although it may sound silly to say, right? This is Google we're talking about. How come this something like that can confuse it? I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't make the rules, but it just helps when everything across the board just matches and it's congruent. It makes it easier for everybody, including the search engine. Now, next thing is actually analyzing your performance, so reviewing your metrics. That's something I'll show you guys as well in the Google Business profile page. how to actually review your metrics. Actually, we can try to do that right now. I believe my screen should still be sharing. So let me show you guys. So just in case, I unshared to make sure I redo it. All right, boom. So here's the page we're going to use as an example for today. So let's say when you do have your page completely set up, you'll be able to log in and it should show something like that. So ideally, you have the full circle here, which means you're in good standing, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And the metrics part, you'll click on this performance button right here, and it'll show you your metrics. So calls, bookings, and this is just something, this isn't like a restaurant or anything where people would actually book on our Google business page. Directions, even that isn't something that'd be applicable to us personally or specifically because, well, we go to our customers, they don't come to us. So, depending on what kind of service you have, these might weigh more, right? But website clicks, that's pretty important for us just to see how much of that traffic that we're getting from the Google business page is converting to our website. And now, of course, we're going to have a pixel on our website that tells us, okay, how many of those same, let's say 129 clicks actually look on our website. So we can have like a heat map set up to where we can see where people spend most of their time, what are they looking at, what are they clicking. And of course, we have the pixel that can be triggered with an event if someone clicks book a call or anything like that, or book an estimate. We can clearly see those things. But here it is. So this is so when I say metrics, this is what I'm talking about. So we can see from the past almost what 6 months. So from December to May, 1,600 visits, and we can see how much of it is mobile, 53%. So now, of course, Google Maps is going to be a majority on mobile just by default, right? Since yes, most people use their cell phone. And now, what I really like is the keywords. It actually tells you what keywords the people were searching for when they stumbled upon your business page. And now that gives you great insight. And now you can actually start to optimize a lot of your copywriting, a lot of your messaging to your customers to implement those keywords. And there's a longer list here which we won't get into. But for each of you, it will be different, but that's what it would look like. So a lot of you just ignore this completely. I'm not sure why. But anyways, so that's what I mean. So now let's go back to this. After you do that, you're gonna review your categories. So categories as in your primary category that you actually set on your page, and then there are gonna be your secondary categories as well. And quick tip here, the most important thing when it comes to your Google business page is your primary category. It's not how beautiful your website looks, how cool, whatever, whatever. It's actually your categories. And we'll actually dive into that quickly. But for now, we'll leave that where it is. Visuals, that's pictures. You need lots of pictures. And believe it or not, fellas or gals, the average profile on Google Business has about 26 pictures uploaded. 26. And the top performers, the top 1%, have about 250. So look where you are right now. Do you have 26 or less or more? Or do you have 250 or more? And that's going to tell you exactly where you are in the totem pole. So the more the merrier. They don't have to be all beautiful or anything crazy like that. You just need to put content. People just need to see you. Okay? And engagement, that's referring to, of course, comments, Q&As, so questions and answers, likes. Let's say if the people are liking the questions and answers or replying to them. And of course, reviews. Those are all considered engagements, likes on your posts and updates and all that kind of stuff. Now, competitive intelligence here. So this is referring to how you can actually pinpoint a competitor that's doing really, really well and actually start to figure out what they've been doing and implement the same thing in your business. What primary categories do they have? What secondaries do they have? How many pictures have they posted? Are they asking Q&As? And if they are, what kind of Q&As? You can copy and paste some of this stuff. Put your own spin to it, right? If you want. But you need this. You need this. And you can use a tool like Bright Local to track some of your competitors to see how the rankings are changing week to week if you want. But realistically, though, just doing those first things, let's say getting their primary and secondary categories, is going to take you a long way. Now, here it is. The number one ranking factor, your primary category, and your secondary category, and business attributes. So these are literally the most important. You can have 1,000 reviews, but if you have the wrong category, the wrong categories, it's still going to be hard to rank properly. Someone that has all the right categories and business attributes will rank higher than you, even if they have 100 reviews, which sounds crazy, right? But it is true. So let's go through this right now, and I'll show you guys what I mean here. So here's the business category. See it right here, clear as night. And now let's duplicate this, and we're gonna do a search one of our one of our competitors. Let me see, let's go on maps. So bring this up close and personal, guys, so I can be comfortable. It's about to get pretty juicy now. So we'll search for, let's say, we have a few good competitors. Affordable Marble, and well, clearly, I mean, they have 300 reviews, man. So obviously they're doing something right. And I love these guys. I don't know them personally, but um, they they're the cream of the crop. Even down here in South Florida, they give anybody a run for their money in any state. And honestly, I don't think I've seen anybody that's let me actually try to log in here. All right. So what this is, by the way, just in case I forgot. So is Google My Business Everywhere. It's a Chrome extension. It allows you to do, let's say, an audit like this. And well, I'm not even gonna go into all the details about all the stuff that GMB Everywhere does, but it's gonna be one of those tools that you want to use eventually. So running this quick audit here, we're able to see their categories here. So they have floor sanding and polishing services. That's the first one that shows up. Floor sanding and polishing services. Okay. We have that. And then they have floor refurnishing service. We don't have that. That's one of their secondaries. And then marble contractor and then pressure washing service. Now the pressure washing service, we wouldn't actually use at all, but since since I have to follow my own rules, I'll go ahead and change that for you all. But so we have the first one, good. hmm So we have masonry contractor. So this we'd want to change. We have that marble contractor. Marble contractor, and the last one. So for the last one, we'll pick something. Well, I guess I kind of have to pick whatever they put, but let's see if we can get anything better. Hmm, Let's look for floor. Yeah. Flooring contractor? No. Marble supplier? No, that doesn't really. Yeah, none of those really hit the spot. So we're gonna go with the pressure washing service. All right. And that's a quick and easy way to essentially start to copy your competitors. All right. And there's a few other things here that this is giving us when it comes to what they're doing. We don't have to pay attention to all of it since it's not exactly so you can see website history, the schema that they have. All these are things that I've already looked into um when it comes to them. So we won't spend too much time on that. But that's one easy way you find your best competitor. And it may not seem like, oh, these people have are like the best, but trust me, they are. Like trust me, they are. They don't have one location. I mean, yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna say too much about that. They're a competitor anyways, so not giving them too much props, right? But they're doing good stuff. I like them. So we picked the primary category and then two to three other secondary categories, which is essentially what we just did. All right. So let's go back here. Now, business attributes. So they have to reinforce the core services. And of course, you may be wondering what the business attributes are. It's stuff like, let's say, if you have wheelchair accessibility or something like that, or if you're like LGBTQI, stuff like friendly, um, things of that nature. And I'll actually show you guys what that would look like as well. Now, let me see if I can actually pull their page here. Yeah, so here's what they have here. They have the wheelchair accessibility and parking lot. So they don't have too much. And I'll show you guys what we have for us. And I've been wanting to do this and I wanted to do it live. That way you guys can actually see what it actually looks like when you're trying to do this. Do. Hmm. Okay. So first we have free parking garage, free parking lot, free street parking, on-site parking, paid parking, no, no. But even that's not actually not the attributes. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Has assistive hearing loop. I don't even know. Has wheelchair accessible setting, yes. I'm not even sure why I put this. Let me put no for this. That's probably gonna get me in trouble. Amenities has gender neutral restrooms, no. So all these are actually attributes, by the way. Okay, for crowd, LGBTQ friendly. No, no. Maybe I should probably leave that empty. I don't think. Or cancel. Can I just cancel this? Transgender safe space. I mean, I'm polishing marble here. What does that have to do with anything? Hmm. Yeah. So all these are actually business attributes as well. So all these weird looking things just identifies as black owned. My goodness. I guess I put yes. Woman owned, veteran, Latino, indigenous, disabled owned. So they all kind of matter. They really do. Although I wish they kind of feel icky about this whole thing. But okay, so for the chat. Now this is a very important one, and we actually haven't set that one up yet either. So let's actually try. So it's gonna be for WhatsApp. Click to chat URL. WhatsApp. Hmm. Let's try to learn more about this actually. Okay, so add a number. And please don't text me. Let's see. I don't get why it's not letting me. Hmm. Yeah, so it's one of those ones. I've been trying to actually get it to work for a while, but it's been giving me a hard time. But that's one, if you can set it up, please do. It actually helps. So let's close out of this now. If it lets us. So now let's take a look. Hmm. All right, black owned. Not a transgender. I put yes for this. Safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry here. Planning. Appointment inquiry, yes. Now, all of these options on a normal business page, a lot of the owners don't even set them up. They don't answer yes or no. I mean, some of these questions can be uncomfortable. I get that. But the more information you do give Google, the more it has to actually work with here. So that's that. So that was the business attributes. It's very strange. Not my favorite part, but it is what it is. Now, here's the visuals. So we're talking about images now, so pictures and stuff of that nature. Now, I know a lot of you guys feel icky about putting pictures of yourselves or your team members on your website, your profile pages, and all that kind of stuff. But people buy from people, not from websites or pages. So they need to see what you look like, hear what you sound like, right? And see you performing the service. Now, that's a big hurdle for a lot of people, but it is very, very important actually. So don't let that stop you from getting more customers just because you don't want to show up on this stuff. Just no. And I'll show you an example for these guys. So it's a picture from 2021. This is a video from 2019. All right. We got a lot of pictures here, and they can be old or whatever. It doesn't matter. Nice before and after. Yeah, I like that. I actually want to see now how many photos they have in total. And for them, they're doing this really well, especially if you look at their website. I mean, he stick his face right on there. Boom. Of course, putting those trust badges on here, they definitely don't hurt. And if you can see how much traffic he's getting too on his site, about 1,200. Has a very, very high bounce rate, but I think that's because he's doing advertising. So that kind of happens sometimes. But getting a lot of views, a lot of visits. Now, whether they convert or not is a different question, but that's his business, not mine. So they don't have that issue. They're not scared to put their face on there. Now, another thing as well, let's see if we can go back here. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to see is how many pictures they have. See photos. I wonder. Hmm. 'Cause I remember there's a way to see the total. Maybe they have a lot, all right? Hmm. I think I may have to go on the actual Google page. Okay, so let's go back, go back. So, yeah, so let's try to. And yeah, it's not budging. It's not showing me the total. Let's see. I can always try to find it later on, but I wanted to double check to see if they crossed the 250 mark. That'd be cool to see, but it seems like we can't find out. And let's say if you were to actually look at us, when it comes to our photos, the videos, I think I was the one recording this video. So not the best camera quality here, but recording this on my iPhone 11 or something. Yeah. I think I wrote the script for it too, so it's pretty cool. So all of those people, you want to see people, right? More videos. That was me as well. Pictures, 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 videos, pictures, more pictures. Just want to put it out there, man. More pictures. See? I know we're already at I think 200, so we ain't messing around exactly. So practicing what we preach here. Now, I'm not just gonna post pictures that aren't ours or anything like that. Well, because I mean that's obviously wrong. So we're gonna get there. We'll get to the 250 and then 300 mark sooner than I thought. But so that's one part. You need visuals, and of course, it doesn't just have to be for the page. It can be for products, or it can even be when you're writing updates. Right? So don't let that stop you. I'll actually show you some examples here where those pictures aren't ours. Let's say this one or these, right? I mean, these are beautiful, but these are pictures on the internet. Now, these are our own, but these aren't. This one isn't as well. But these are for different products what we're adding on here. So you can get a bit creative and add more visuals without them actually being yours intellectually. So these as well, right? So just be creative. Find a way to put that stuff in there. But when it comes to adding pictures of your business and stuff, make sure it's your own and not somebody else's, because then it's not good. Now, next part is actually review generation and management. So a lot of you may be scared to ask for reviews or, I'm not sure if that's an ego thing or pride, but I do get it can be uncomfortable to some degree, but this is your business we're talking about. So there's no need to be ashamed to ask for a review, especially if you ask it in a nice way, and especially if you did a good job. All right. So ask for it. Now, next part, don't just ask for the review and say thank you like I've seen some people do, but write a personalized response to the review. So it can be something like, "Hey, um, thank you very much, Mary, for the nice review. I really appreciated you trusting us with your business, and I hope the dog feels better." Why the dog? Because you paid attention and you noticed she was taking her dog to the vet. The dog had something going on, whatever, whatever. Now, it doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, but if 1,600 people are going to see your page, let's say every couple months or every 3 months or something, a percentage of that is going to be looking at your reviews and how you respond to your past customers. And the fact that you paid attention enough to what her dog was doing or feeling just shows you're more human. Doesn't mean the person that doesn't mention that isn't human, but it shows that you are. Now, whether they show it or not, that's their business. But you want to give people more information about you and who you are. That way they actually think and feel like they know you more, which they do. And of course, it goes back to the idea people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And for a service, it's hard to know, like, and trust someone that you really don't know. But when you do put some of this stuff out there. Just pictures of yourself, your team, a video of yourself talking, doing the service. You respond to customers. All of that just gives them a little bit more information about you that some of your competitors don't do. And let's say for one example, I'll try to find one for you guys. Let's do compare marble restoration. So let's try to take a look here. So here's one. So we'll see all these pictures here. Quite old. Um, we haven't seen a picture of a team member yet, right? Not one. A lot of big logos. Got some nice before and afters. But I don't know if this is a man who owns this or a woman. I don't even know if he got employees or not. I had never seen nobody in do you guys see the difference? I mean, this is so wrong in so many levels. Not only is he, what, less than 100 pictures? I'd say, yeah, less than 100. I think they're probably at like 70 pictures or something like that. But I mean, you don't even see a guy holding a one of the machines. I don't even know what they're called, but you don't even see that. It's almost like the person is intentionally not trying to show nobody, themselves or their team members. Not like it's almost, that's exactly what he's doing, right? But they have 200 reviews though. But do you even know the person? Eh, not really. No, not really. So that's one example of, a way to not do it. That's them. They got a lot of reviews and stuff, but it's not humanized. And of course, if we go on their website, all right, we got a video in here embedded, but the owner's not in here. See the difference between, let's say, them and affordable. This is actually the owner, I believe. So it says homeowner because they have a video recording, but he actually owns the company. And this is a series, like some sort of television thing he did. But them, they're going through the service, but it's not their voice speaking. You don't see any team members in it. Yeah. Let's see how much traffic he has. Hmm. Telling, very telling, right? Very telling. Maintenance, commercial, residential. So let's click learn more. Our services. Can't really read this super well. Design isn't exactly the best. So we got before and afters. Okay. Please call us for free estimate. This picture is just why she has this thing. Is she the one picking up the phone? Highly doubt it, right? Um, so yeah. So just some things they can improve on. And the website design itself is just not good. See? So stone care tips. Man, if you're gonna have this on your website, people can see it, put actual effort into it, right? Warnings to avoid damaging your marble. Do not use it's like basic information. Look at this picture. Are these people marble restoration experts or something? No. Why isn't this picture you and your team members? Stuff like that. You gotta avoid it. Just got and who we are. It's super long. Nobody in their right mind is gonna read this. I mean, hmm, more generic pictures from Google, dude. I mean, Oh, yeah. Yep. It's a guy that on mobile. So on mobile, this is what the homepage would look like. Let's say on the iPhone, what, 14? See? See these badges here? I mean, so when you see your page isn't getting any visits, when we look at similar web, it's just because of the bad design, the terrible design. So yeah, so don't be like that. That's not me picking at him or anything like that, but it's just not good. So let's get back over here. Now another thing, guys, if they leave a negative or a bad review, don't ignore it. Actually respond to it and actually try to fix it. So because people can see the bad reviews, especially the bad ones. They're actually looking for the bad ones because we're hardwired to look for, okay, what's the worst that can happen? This person has 150 positive reviews and three bad ones. The three times when they did it badly, what happened? We're hardwired to actually look for those moments and then trying to actually make a decision. So those are probably when you should really try to respond and actually try to fix the issue because people can see it. So don't ignore them. Let's move forward. Now, engage with the Q&A section. Now, this one quite important. It helps with the SEO, so local SEO, and it just helps with your customers as well when you actually answer their questions. Here's what that one would look like. Ooh. Questions and answers, see all questions. All right, boom. What is marble restoration? And I've asked a ton here, and you answer them. Now, Google may even use them. Um, let's say if someone on Google, even if they're not in your state, asks for any of these questions, it'll actually pull your stuff up. So it'll help with your traffic as well. It gives you a lot more authority as well. And the thing with this, one quick tip, whenever they have more than 3 likes, Google actually puts them right on here. So instead of, let's say, being somewhere, you see where I have to click on this to see all the questions? Any of the questions that have more than 4 likes will automatically show up here as a frequently asked question. That's why I was liking all of those. Now, you can get different Google accounts and start liking, and you start liking all of them. Truth is, you kind of have to strategically like the ones you want to show, because if you like all of them, then now you kind of make it hard on the algorithm, because obviously it can't show 40 frequently asked questions on here. It can only show like probably 2 to 3. So pick the 2 to 3 that you think are most likely going to help the customer make a purchasing decision. Like them, so give them upvotes so they can show up here, and your customers will see that. It's the same thing with these reviews. Notice how they show up here. So just a quick tip for you. Alrighty. And if a customer asks them, because we actually ask them ourselves and answer them ourselves. Now, you do have the option to actually to actually let's see. 1 second, guys. Do 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 do. So I'll pause the video really quickly. Gotta take a call. Alrighty, so okay, so I'm back. Now, you can ask the questions and answer them yourselves, and that has so many benefits to it. But the best thing though, I mean, I know you guys are smart. How cool would it be if you took somebody else's Google account, asked some very profound questions that a customer may actually have, and answer it as the business owner. Now, it looks so much more organic when you do this, but it takes a bit more effort. Most people just don't do it at all. I'd recommend you do it, but that's up to you. Of course, track and measure your ROI. So That's when it comes to the calls, website visits, and direction requests. And like we talked about in the beginning, direction requests for us makes no sense. Calls, uh, of course, that's very, very important. And of course, website visits. That one is very crucial because we want to see how many of those 1,600 people are actually going on our website. Alrighty. So let's keep going. And of course, your next step is to partner with an expert. Now, there's not a lot of us out there. Most people do SEO and all kind and let's say website design. Nobody's actually specializing on your Google Business Profile page, and which is what we've been doing for the past few months now. And I have a lot more content coming along when it comes to the Google business page and how to actually optimize it. I have one where I'm about to start working on it from 0 to 100 pretty much. The page we're working on right now, this is a very established page, by the way. 100 plus reviews. I mean, yeah. So for a lot of you, that may be out of reach for now, but I'll show you if you are starting from scratch, what it would look like. So, with all that being said, fellas, I hope you found this video somewhat insightful. Some quick full and some helpful tips in it, like the changes we made well for the primary categories and stuff, pictures and all that kind of stuff. So, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And with all that being said, that was the video. So, bye bye.